When you're planning your model railway, one of the very first questions you're going to want to ask yourself is, what period do I want to model? If I like steam, can I model steam? If I like diesel, can I model diesel? And can I do both? I think you can, and I'm going to show you how.
No, Dad, it's wrong. Like many of you, I always believed not to mix eras. I can't have this pannier tank engine running with an HST. Why? It's against the rules. Why is it against the rules? Well, it's against the rules because that's what the rules say. But in this video, I'm going to give you a few examples of how you can tear that rule book in half, throw it away and forget about it. You don't have to play by the rules. Your diorama is your diorama. It's your project. You are limited by what you want to do and in an era that you want to recreate. And I'm going to show you some ways in which you can mix and match eras for your diorama, whether it be a model railway or indeed a car show or any other type of diorama, militaria. There's all sorts of things, and you're only limited in this by your imaginations. Don't limit your imagination. Our world, we created it. Fair play to us, and if others don't agree, unfortunately, well, there's always the off button. Have you ever heard of the off button? Yeah, I'm a big believer in the off button. So let's use it. Let's break some rules, tear the rule book up and create controversy as we create our world of mixed eras in our diorama. But of course, let's not forget the trains that represented the future. And can we incorporate these alongside our steam trains or very early diesel trains if we want to model both periods? Absolutely. I think it's fair to say that as scale model makers and model engineers, we all have an affection and an affinity for the past and the historic. But can we marry up the old and, if you're of a certain age, what also was the new? Yes, let's go for it. Well, if everything looks a little bit agricultural and industrial here, it really is. But this is how you can get away with modelling the old and the new in one layout, if that's your desire. This is a construction that is going to be an exhibition layout. It's a project in build for a client, and we're going to have a heritage line running in conjunction and parallel with a day-to-day running line on the mainline service here in the UK. We've got a railway bridge there. Currently it's sitting on a few blocks of Celotex, but it won't always be that way, believe me. We've got a whole plan for this thing, but you can see the concepts start to come into life when we add even a small amount of scenery, albeit that the scenery is very limited and not fully constructed at this stage. Is there a precedent for this in real life? Yes, there absolutely is. Certainly here in Cornwall in the UK, Bodmin Parkway, which is a mainline railway station still very much active, runs in parallel with the Bodmin and Wenford Railway. And you can get a train from Bodmin Central, what was the old Bodmin Central, and it will take you to Bodmin Parkway, and from there you can join the main line just by crossing a platform straight onto an existing railway service to take you anywhere within the UK. And that's one way that you can go about creating old and new together. But of course, it doesn't just stop with the railway, and there's lots of different examples around the UK where you can combine old and new and get very good results if that's what you want to do. I'll give you some more ideas now. If you're a regular to this channel, you'll know that I love my model buses. Why? Because I grew up in the industry. And so when I go to a model railway exhibition show and I see buses that really don't represent the era being modelled, yeah, you guessed it, I turn into a rivet counter. I think we all are eventually, but again,
if you go down the heritage model railway route, you can run any model bus any time from any generation and nobody can say a thing about it. Well, that was just one example, but where else could you take this world of mixing old and new? You can go absolutely anywhere that you want to with this. You're not limited by what people think, or the rivet counter like me that turns up and says, excuse me, I think if that bus didn't run there then... yeah, forget it. Do what you want. You could have a vintage car show alongside a model railway that represents the modern era from the country you're from. You could have a heritage line running as part of a vintage air day or a military day where they recreate military events, perhaps from World War II or other examples, in over a weekend. You can do whatever you want, and the whole point of this video is to make you realise that you're not restricted by what the rules say. You're only restricted by your imagination, and if you can get over your imagination and think a little bit about what you might want to do with the world of scale model making, then you can do anything and you can justify anything. And when the rivet counter turns up, just ask him to go and get a cup of coffee. That's probably the best thing to do. It's been a short one from me, but I hope you've enjoyed it. I hope it's opened your eyes and hopefully given you a few ideas of inspiration as well. Always what we aim to do here at St Blazing Model World. It is a hobby after all. It is supposed to be fun. Fun. Remember that word? Fun? Yeah. Okay. All right. Take care, guys. If you're not already a subscriber, please do hit subscribe. Subscriptions absolutely free on YouTube. Don't cost you anything. Simply means you've been or you've chosen to follow a particular channel. This one, hopefully, maybe others in the world of scale model making. Hit the thumbs up for this video on the way out, and we'll see you next time at St Blazing Model World. I've been Roger. Thank you for your time. Really do appreciate it, as ever. Take care, guys. We'll see you soon. Bye-bye.